Hey YouTube, it's Ray of the Red Panda, and today I wanted to showcase 4 decks that I believe will carry you through the 5 win streak event that is ongoing for the A1A set. Now, 3 of these decks are going to be familiar meta mainstays that you've probably seen plenty of times, but I wanted to make sure that you have the best iteration that I feel is going to secure you the wins that you need. Now, the fourth one is a off-meta pick. However, I think that it is just about S tier and capable of winning tournaments, capable of winning these the streaks that you need, and most importantly, gives you a new gameplay flow that you probably are not familiar with unless you subscribe to my channel, because it may be a little familiar if you do. Let's go ahead and get started. The first deck I wanted to introduce is the Gyardos EX deck. This is a staple, a top tier deck that you will see constantly in any competitive format, and this streak format is no different. The strategy is pretty simple. You want to start with Druidigon as much as you possibly can, so that way you have a tank that's eating hits, dealing damage back while you power up a Magikarp or a Gyardos. You want to evolve your Gyardos as promptly as possible to avoid bench hits, and you want to use the Greninja line to kind of hit any targets that are not quite at the 140 breakpoint that the Gyarados is able to deliver. Blue is able to help protect you on a little bit of damage, just to dodge some breakpoints, such as Druidigon against Starmie EX as an example. Now, everyone knows about this deck. Everyone is building their deck to try to counter this deck. You have Hitmonlee decks going after your Magikarps. You have Lumineon decks going after your Magikarps and your Froakies. Do be careful. Do not expect this deck to immediately carry you, even though it is the top deck, just because everyone is focusing on trying to counter this. You would assume that I would say similar about this Mewtwo EX deck, but I actually think Mewtwo is quite substantially less countered and substantially more consistent. If you are deliberating between the Gyarados EX and the Mewtwo EX, I would recommend the Mewtwo EX because you're not going to have to struggle with hard counters quite as badly. In addition to that, the consistency of dealing the 150 damage means that you are almost guaranteed to KO any Pokemon that is not named Gyarados EX, honestly, or any oddballs that have over 150 HP. Your Giovanni may be able to get you across the line on rare occasion, but it is not the end-all be-all. Finally, the Mew EX is there, so that way you can counter other Mewtwo EXs and Charizard EXs with genome hacking. This is going to be very consistent due to the slab giving you extra draws that other decks don't really have available to them. But there are some pitfalls. High-speed decks will be a little bit more of a struggle. What high-speed decks am I considering? Well, this Ninetales, or just Blaine broadly, will do the trick. You see, the Ninetales deck is fast, it's cheap, and relatively consistent. I don't think it has the highest power level. This will require you to kind of chew through multiple games as quickly as you possibly can. Take advantage of that. Quit early if you think that things are not going your way and just try again. This deck is the epitome of the try again mindset. Finally, I recommend this Starmie deck. I have a video showcasing it if you want to see how I approach playing this deck, but the premise is pretty simple. You have Farfetch'd as your opener. You're dealing the 40 damage right out of the gate, helps weaken things to the level that Starmie is able to one-shot once it's available. And if Farfetch'd manages to poke at something a few times to the point where they end up being retreated, the Lumineon can jump in, snipe it, and get right back out, letting another Farfetch'd or Starmie AX either tank hits or start dealing damage without any struggle. This does not mean that I am telling you to always keep your Lumineon alive. Don't be afraid to sacrifice it. It is a one-prizer. If anything, the Starmie EX is the one that you don't want to sacrifice. With that being said, the Giovanni helps boost to clear 100 HP targets. The X-Speed helps you back out any of the basic Pokemon and in case that you don't have the Evos and you need to swap things out. But at the end of the day, the high speed just owns. I won with this. The people I've recommended this deck to have owned with it. The people I've coached made the easy work of the battlefield out there. Just run this deck if you have no clue. I don't think there's room for substitutions, so if there's something missing, I'm sorry. You can try, but every single card here kind of has a pivotal role in the matchups that you kind of go up against. The one weakness that I think that this deck has is if you go up against a high-powered deck that is Gyardos or Mewtwo as the traditional examples, and they get powered up, you're done. You need to concede and move on. You can go ahead and give it a try. I never... obviously wait until you have an absolute loss before you dip, but once they're powered up, there just really isn't a lot of opportunities for you from that point. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, in my description, there's going to be a link to my Discord channel. Say hello if you would like. And also, if you would like some coaching or assistance with getting through this challenge, there is going to be an avenue on my Discord to have me coach you through it. Otherwise, thank you so much. Stay warm out there. It's a little chilly.